For these next problems, we've got sets of parentheses. So the first one, we've got 3 sets of parentheses where we want to combine everything all together. So these kind of problems, you're allowed to drop the parentheses if there's just a 1 that's in front of them, then you're allowed to drop the parentheses because a 1 in front just means you're multiplying the whole thing by a 1. You're not changing the original problem by doing that. Now, if I take a look at these first 2 parentheses, the first 2, there's no number in front, which means there's really a 1 in front of there. So I can just drop the parentheses all together. So I'm going to write that out on these. So x squared minus x plus 4, drop the parentheses from those. And I'll drop the parentheses from the second one as well, plus 4x squared minus 2x plus 7. So I'm able just to drop the parentheses all together because the number in front of the parentheses is really a 1 there. Now for the last one here, there's a minus sign. So the minus sign, you have to distribute that to both things inside the parentheses. It's like you have a minus 1 times everything. So that's why the signs are going to change. We're going to get a minus x squared and a minus 2, just like that. So now we're ready to start combining like terms. We have x squared, x squared, x squared. We want to combine those 3 together. Well, x squared and minus x squared, those cancel each other out. So all that's left is a 4x squared. So again, we're always starting with the highest power and working our way down. So we did the x squares, that combines to me 4x squared. All right, so now we've got the x term there. We have another x term here, and that would be it. So I have a negative x here and negative 2x. That's going to combine to give you negative 3x. So that takes care of those. Now all that's left is just the numerical, that's the numbers only. We have no variables attached to these. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. So we have a plus 9 left over. That includes everything. We've combined it all together, and that's going to be the final answer for that one. Now the one down below, we have another case where we have a 1 in front of the first parentheses. So I can just write this out without the parentheses there. So that would take care of the first one. But the second one has a negative in front of the parentheses, which means you want to multiply that by negative 1. It's essentially what you're doing. So you have negative 1 times everything inside the parentheses there. So that's just going to change all those signs. Negative 4 x to the 4th. Negative is plus x cubed. Negative times that would be a minus 3x squared. So now we have to combine all these terms together. We start with the highest down to the lowest. Now the highest power we have is x to the 5th, 8x to the 5th. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that down. There's nothing else that combines. Now, one thing that you can do as you're combining that's some students like to do, which I'll tell you about, is as you put something down for your answer, you can cross it out from the list above just to make sure you've combined everything together properly. So I put 8x to the 5th there. Nothing else combines with it. So I'll cross it off from what I have. Now, next thing is I have that next highest power would be a 4th power. And there's only one term that has a 4th power. That would be this one here. So since I've got that, I'll go ahead and mark that off from the list. I have a negative x cubed and a positive x cubed. I'm going to both of those, they actually cross out and add up to 0. So I don't need to put a 0x cubed down here. Technically, that would still be correct, but usually if it's a 0 term like that, we just leave it blank. We just don't put it down at all. So the x cubes are going to be gone. Now we have a minus 3x squared. So you can cross that off the list there. And then we have a 2x that doesn't combine with anything else. We have that. So now that means that we've included every single number originally, so we didn't miss anything. So this down here would be the final answer. Again, you always want to write your answer with highest to lowest power.